Wow guys, this water is absolutely beautiful. It's the Indian Ocean out here. But I'll tell you what, it reminds me of Mauritius. The colours, I don't know if you can see the colours properly on the camera, but it looks amazing. And I'm going to see how warm it is. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not warm, but it's not too bad. Oh wow, what a beautiful beach, look at that. It's a long beach, guys. It keeps going all the way to the other side. Wow. Okay fam, welcome to another episode of Destination Fitness with Carlos, and I'm coming to you from Perth in Australia, in Western Australia, the west coast of the country. And this is almost a 5.5 hour flight from Sydney, where I'm from. It's a big country, guys, and this state is the biggest state in Australia, but with a very small population. So this city here behind me has the reputation, or not the reputation, is known as the most remote big city in the world. And the reason is, outside of Perth, the next big city is Adelaide in Australia, and it is over 2,500 kilometers away. So outside of this city, this huge state of Western Australia, there is not much here, but all the wealth of the country is in this state, in the ground. So you'll hear a little bit more about that, but it's all in the ground in this country. It's where all the mining occurs and where all the wealth of the country is in this state, on Aboriginal land, but you'll hear a bit more of that. But anyway guys, back with you from Perth in Western Australia. Alright guys, so I'm here at Elizabeth Quay in Perth. Again, very cute, I think is the word I'd use. Look, it's not a huge city, I said that before, but there's some modern buildings. If you look behind me there, you'd think you're in a major big city. But you know, with Perth in Western Australia, it is the resource capital of Australia. Basically, this is where all the money is dug out of Australia, if you want to call it digging out, because you know, resources are the big thing of any country, and it's all here in Western Australia. So Perth being on the other side of Australia, most of us live on the east coast. This is the west coast of Australia, and look, it's a nice city. It's beautiful. And this area here, from what I've heard, it's a newish area. There's still a bit of work being done if you look around there, but it's actually quite nice. They've done it up pretty nicely. But yeah guys, so with Western Australia, like I said, it's a bit noisy up here, so I'll try and talk from here. It's the resource capital of Australia, so everything's dug out of Western Australia. Gold, iron ore, you know, all the big stuff that makes a lot of money. You've got all the big companies here. Rio Tinto, if you know about mining, Rio Tinto is down here. You can see the building there behind me. BHP, one of the big mining companies of Australia. So that's what this state is all about here in Western Australia. And this is the city of that state. And again, it's for people who don't know, Australia's a big country. To fly from Sydney to Perth is over 5 hours on the plane. So it's over a 5-hour flight from one coast to the other coast. So it is a big country, and this city is right on the other side of the country, on the west coast. And it is also, as I said earlier, one of the most remote big cities in the world. But a very pretty city, I've got to admit. Okay guys, so I'm still here in Elizabeth Quay, and like I said, very pretty. And this is on what we call West Perth here, and on the other side over there is East Perth. And there's a sort of a ferry that takes you from one end to the other, and obviously a lot of bridges you can cross over. But a bit cloudy today. I came the other day. If you look at my social media, you'll see some nice shots when it was sunny. But guys, Perth, not bad at all. I've been in Australia for 5 decades, and it's the first time I've been to the west coast of Australia, and I've got to admit, it is very pretty. Just a shame the sun's not out, because it looks really beautiful when the sun's out. But it's still very warm. You'll see everyone wearing short sleeves. But yeah guys, very impressed with Perth. Okay guys, this place is called the Riverside, and again, very nice. Got the buses here. You got the tourist buses as well that go around. Got a big double-decker red bus down there. But again, guys, I mean, look, it's just a shame that the sun's, it's sort of coming out. It's sunny on the other side over there, East Perth. But it's just a shame the sun's not out, because it's actually very pretty when the sun's out. But yeah, so this is the riverside. We're right on the water. Looks like ferries coming here. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice, guys. I think I was saying before with Western Australia, you know, it's the resource capital of the country. It's where all the wealth is. And you see all the big mining companies, all these big buildings back here. Most of them are the mining companies which are set up here. Big mining companies across the world, obviously. Because, you know, this is where you make your money, in this state of Western Australia. But again, guys, sun's coming out. Here we go. This is nice. So again, when the sun comes out, it just looks a lot brighter. It looks a lot nicer. And as you can see, tourist buses here. It'll be interesting to see where they take you, because the city is not huge, but it's very spread out. The city of Perth is spread out, but the city centre itself isn't big, so it's easy to walk around. But like I said, very pretty. Oh, here we go. The sun's coming out now nicely. But yeah, guys, so what I was saying with Western Australia, a lot of the resources here, like I said, everything you can think of being mining comes from this state of Australia. But the funny thing is, most of us live on the east coast, where all the big cities are: Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane. And Perth is the only city in this coast, only big city I should say, on this coast in Western Australia. And of course all the mining companies are set up here, so a lot of people work in that sort of industry, the mining resource industry. So looks like the people here, from what I can see, have a decent little life here, guys, because you know, in mining, as I'm finding out, they pay you pretty good money, and because the city's so far away from the rest of Australia, I don't think it's that expensive. But then again, I've got to say, the rent and things like that here are very expensive. So maybe I'm wrong on that. I think maybe it is expensive. I don't know how much it is to buy. I know to rent, it's just as expensive as it will be in the Sydney city, even in the suburbs here. So in that respect, it's probably to do with the mining and the fact that the wages here will be pretty high. But again, guys, like I said, it's very, very pretty. It feels like you're in maybe a European city, a small European city. So I like it. And a lot of people from different countries here, guys, from what I can see. I've seen people from, especially from South Africa. A lot of people from South Africa here. I hear the accents everywhere I go. So yeah, very interesting that a lot of South Africans decided to move here. Because we're on the west coast of Australia, obviously from Africa to the west coast over the Indian Ocean, Western Australia, or Perth, this city will be the first stop or the nearest destination to Africa. So that may be why a lot of South Africans are in this part of the country. Anyway, let's walk around a bit more. Alright, so this is the main centre of Perth, the city centre. It's a sort of big square, a bit like Europe, when they've got the big squares. Look at the buildings behind me, you think you're in Europe. So there's a lot of very old European type buildings here in Perth, which is nice. But like I said, this is the main square, main centre. It is a weekday, it's very quiet, but very different if you're from a big city. It's a small city in the terms of population, but very nice. So, centre of Perth. Alright guys, so I was saying, very European feel to this city. Old European feel, old European sort of buildings. And as you can see behind me, you've got the Majesty's, His Majesty's Theatre now, no longer Her Majesty. But if you look at the building, the style, Now I've come in the shade, you can see it properly. Beautiful old building. And that's the theatre, and even I'm walking down this laneway here. And a lot of these streets, again, they remind me of Europe, the buildings. I'll show you as we go past. All these buildings here. Very European, got Gucci. Actually, it's a big Gucci store. But if you look at the building, old European type building, even down here, all old buildings. So very small, like you don't expect this in a city. Like in Sydney, for example, you wouldn't get these type of buildings, but look at that all behind me. Very European. I like it, it's very very nice. And one thing which I noticed, I'm just going to pop down this way, there, nearly everywhere I look, under all those huge buildings you see, all the big ones, there's a bar, and there are many bars. And all the bars are full of people in suits. So it looks like there's a very big bar scene here. Let me see what's down here. There's a building behind me again. Again, all these little laneways everywhere, which is very European again. Looks like they've kept a lot of heritage here. But there's bars everywhere, guys, so looks like the people here really make use of it. Oh, I've come into a residential area, I think. Look at that. Again, this reminds me of London, you know, in the back streets of London. I used to live in London and it looked very similar to this. Very nice. But yeah, like I said, guys, bars everywhere here. And the people at the bars look like they're well-to-do as well, so must be part of the culture here as well. Look at all these buildings. You could think you're in Europe looking at this place. Look at that. And this is the centre of Perth, the city centre. Like I said, you've got the big buildings which are back over that way. And then you've got all these buildings here, look at that. Wow. Not just impressive, but surprising as well. Like I said, never been to Perth, didn't know what Perth was like. But it's got a very different feel to it to the rest of the East Coast. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of Melbourne in a way as well, with these older buildings here. But yeah, well there you go, guys. This is the city centre of Perth. And like you see, and all these places that I'm pointing to there's bars inside of them. Like I said, heaps of bars here. Literally every second shop or in every laneway you can see bars, and a lot of work going on as well. You can see all the work going on down there. Oh, here we go, we come out here. Okay, this looks like a main street down Perth. The station's down that way, I know that because I walked down there before. But there you go, guys. Some more of Perth. Now I said in Perth it's very looks very European. Well, this gives you an idea how European it looks. Look at that building there. Looks like it's from a Harry Potter movie. Let's have a look what's inside. It's just one of the arcades here in the city. Everyone's looking at this. I think people are used to tourists here. But this is what it looks like as you walk through the arcade. Oh wow. It's very quaint little places. Oh wow. This does feel very European. Look at that. Wow, you could think you're in, I don't know. It looks like, it feels like you might even be in, I don't know, Danish. Is that Danish? Wow, very unusual. Wow, it's like Harry Potter. How cool is this? Wow, very different. Those buildings up the top there. This is very, very European. When I get to the other side, I'm going to check out what the name of this sort of... it's a laneway, obviously, no cars down here. Ice cream shops. Sort of different types of shops here. How cool is that? Wow. Antiques. We've got everything here. Antiques, heirlooms, look in there. It's got old workshop for laptops. The old doors there. Wow. This is so cool. Got to spin it around so you can see it properly. There you go. Wow. Man, this definitely makes you feel like you're in another country. Definitely European, 100%. London Court, I think is what it's called. Ooh, we've got a wind tunnel down here. There you go. Another quirky part of Perth. Ooh, windy though, as you come out this way. And you come out onto the main road. And like I said, this is in the city centre. I mean, it is a small city, I've got to admit. It's not big, it's not busy. They probably think it's busy here, but you know, when you come from a big city, coming from Bangkok, Sydney, but wow, interesting. Very different, Perth, very different. Okay, fam, so I made it to Cottesloe Beach, which is basically their equivalent of our Bondi Beach in Sydney here in Perth. And I'll tell you what an amazing beach, the Indian Ocean. Looks beautiful. Right guys, I've just got in here today, it's about 30 something degrees here today, so it's a really warm day. But I'm going to let the images speak for itself of the beach from up here. Beautiful beach, guys, stunning. Right guys, and look at this, parking for free for 3 hours. You've got the Cottesloe Hotel. It's playing around, the beach is just down here. Well, and all little shops and restaurants down here, a lot of shaded area. What a beautiful beach. No wonder it's the most popular beach here in Perth. Right guys, so check out this old pavilion here. Just going to walk under here. And you can buy drinks and everything else, and the beach is just on the other side of that. I'll spin it around for you. Ah, it's a little bar. As you can see, the beach is just around the corner. Wow. I have a feeling on a weekend this would be very busy. Oh, let's have a look. Indigo Oscar is what it's called. And as you can see, that's the beach just down there, guys. Well, they're open Wednesday to Sunday, so they are open today. I might pop in there after and have a look, but look at this. Beautiful little spot. Nice music in the background. Right on the beach. Well, I'll tell you what guys, this beach, Cottesloe, I mean, look at that water behind you. It is crystal clear, it's aqua blue. It's amazing. Look, first time I've been to Perth, first time I've been to beaches in Perth. Only thing is their flies are absolutely drive you crazy. I love the way they've done this path, a walking path there, people riding bikes and everything else. But the beach goes on forever. I don't know if you can see the sand there. And the water is amazing. I think the sun's up this way, so you're not seeing the water properly, but as you go down the other side, down the other end down there, all you see is just, it's almost like you're on an island somewhere. It's amazing. Wow, I'm shocked. Perth. You know, us people that live in Sydney or on the East Coast, we never come down to Perth really, or come down to Western Australia. But I'll tell you what, the beaches here are beautiful. And that sand is white as anything. Wow. I'm really surprised, shocked. It's amazing. I can imagine in summer what it's like down here. But the good thing is they got a lot of beach. Our beaches are only small compared to here. This beach goes from all the way down there, Cottesloe, and then it comes into Swanbourne, it's called, as you go down that way. But it's a long beach. I'm watching it now. It goes all the way as far as the eye can see. It's all beach all the way. And you can actually park along the main road and walk down in different areas. But wow guys, this is an amazing place. So well, I'm really glad I came down here today. Amazing. this water is absolutely beautiful. It's the Indian Ocean out here. But I'll tell you what, it reminds me of Mauritius. The colours, I don't know if you can see the colours properly on the camera, but it looks amazing. And I'm going to see how warm it is. Actually, it's not too bad. It's not warm, but it's not too bad. Oh wow, what a beautiful beach, look at that. It's a long beach, guys. It keeps going all the way to the other side. Wow, amazing. And this is the city. This is the Perth, one of the Perth city's main beaches, guys. So, you know, it's not like we've driven far to get here. I got a train just to get here, and then had to get a Uber because the transport system isn't the greatest yet. But still, wow, this feels so good. I'm going to jump in, guys. All right, fam. One thing I noticed here at carloselysee Beach as I was walking around, a lot of accents, different accents, so especially English or British and South African, funnily enough. So, and they don't look like tourists. I think they live here. So it looks like there's a big population of South Africans here. And what I also noticed, there's the beach there, goes all the way to the end on the other side. Bit different to Sydney, very white. I think I'm the only dark person here on this entire beach. And I've walked all the way from the other side. And literally, the only dark person, it feels like I'm in Europe somewhere. Which is a bit funny, which sort of explains a lot of our South Africans here and a lot of the British. I think being on the west coast of Australia, which is, as I've said earlier, 5-hour flight from Sydney, which is our east coast flight, mind you, not a drive, 5-hour flight. It's a big country. Not many of us from the east coast get down here, but I think you get a different type of people that migrate to this part of Australia, because it's very remote. I think Perth, like I've said before, is one of the most remote cities in the world. But I'll tell you what, they've got beautiful beaches though. But yeah, very different to Sydney and a few other beaches I've seen. But check that out, beautiful. Alright guys, so I've walked from Carloselysee Beach. I'm still walking towards a place called Scarborough Beach. But man, this is so beautiful. Look at those beautiful homes, similar like Sydney, homes on the beach. But look at that beach, guys, it is never ending. I'm walking on the path itself because I wasn't sure how far the beach is, but it is beautiful. Beautiful spot. Wow, stunning down here, guys. So definitely if you get a chance to come to Perth, definitely check out their beaches, guys, because it is amazing. And the one thing I didn't mention, their beaches, unlike Sydney, they're not wavy like surf beaches. They're calm. So it's almost like on an island. It's all calm. I haven't seen one big wave. So it's pretty safe to swim in from what I can see. No rips, no nothing. But wow, beautiful. Wow, very impressed by Perth, very impressed. Okay fam, so today I'm getting the train to a place called Fremantle, and I'll explain a bit more about Fremantle when you get here, but there's the train station, the rail network. And as you can see guys, the trains, you know, there's a train system here in Perth, but their transport isn't the best. And from what I understand, the trains, they're still building up the system, their rail network. And if you see behind me there, a lot of work being done. And I think in Perth, I haven't seen as many tradies in one place as I've seen in this city. So a lot of work if you're a tradesman over here. But anyway guys, let's wait till the train comes and we'll see how we go. Alright, and this is the main Perth train station. So this is where all the trains come through when they get to Perth. And then you change lines like we've done today. I've gone from Bayswater and then we're going on the platforms to go to Fremantle. But that's the main train station in Perth. Alright fam, so I made it to Fremantle. Now I've had to choose an area where I can speak to you because it is so windy here. There's something called the Fremantle Doctor, which is basically the wind that comes off the Indian Ocean. And it is almost like a gale force wind, and you've got to find a little spot to be able to speak. But guys, I'm going to actually put videos of the area so you can see it's such an old area. So all these old British sort of colonial buildings from when Australia was first discovered, or especially this part of Australia, Western Australia. And Fremantle was the original port of Western Australia. So it's so windy that it's very hard to film properly, guys. So I'm going to just film, let the camera roll, and put some music on, and you can see how beautiful this place is. It's like you've stepped back in time.
So
Okay guys, so this is Australia's oldest building and it's in Fremantle, Western Australia. And it's a jail, original jail for the convicts that came here. Remember, Australia was set up originally not to help the Aboriginals, it was actually set up for the prisoners in Britain to actually be sent here instead of serving their time in Britain. And this is the first building, oldest building, and the first jail in Australia. Because you come from the east, from the west coast, this was the first stop. But it is amazing. And have a look at this when you walk outside. Hopefully the wind isn't too strong, but this building, you can tell it's from the old era. Okay, let's get out there. And there you go. There's one of the main old streets of Fremantle. And here comes the wind. Well guys, I've been in Australia a very long time and I don't think I've seen a place in Australia as unique as Fremantle. It literally feels like you've stepped back to the 1800s in Europe, in England somewhere. If you're from Europe, you probably look at these buildings and think, what's the big deal? Or if you're from a place that's got a lot of history. But in Australia, you don't really find this. You find the odd building here and there, places like Sydney and Melbourne, but not a whole city of these old buildings. Beautiful place. Definitely worth a visit. Alright fam, so I'm at West Perth. Look at that behind you. Down to South Perth, Perth City. How beautiful is that? And I know this spot because I actually stay just around the corner here. And why I like this spot as well, for your health and fitness, if you look behind me there, people use that bit there to exercise. They come all the way up the hill and then they do their exercise down here. So I love it down here. On a Sunday I came at 7 AM, they were all doing their exercises down here. But what a place to do exercise, guys. Looking over Perth, looking over the Swan River. And it's peak hour now, so a bit of traffic. Very rare you see traffic in Perth, but there you go. Beautiful. And this place here, guys, is called Kings Park. It's one of the popular parks here in Perth, and it's just around the corner. I was just filming about those views, and that exercise area, which is right down the hill, is just around the corner there. But it's a beautiful spot. Look at this park. Beautiful. Apparently there's botanical gardens and everything down the other end. And I stayed when I first come to Perth, just down the road down there. Didn't know anything about Perth, so I got in a good spot. And West Perth is apparently a very nice area. They're literally close to the city, as you can see, just over there. And also with West Perth, you've got the other side, you can get to the other areas of Perth easily because the main roads just go through here. But another beautiful area, guys. I'm in Perth. Very pretty city. And like I said, this is where I was filming just before. A lot of people doing the exercise there now, already started. It's about 4 PM. It's not even that late. Just watch where I'm walking here. But there you go, guys. A bit of West Perth. And luckily I've started up here because I'm going to walk all the way down that hill there. And I actually walked up that hill when I first came, and it is a steep walk. It really gives you a good workout as well. Anyway, guys, off from Perth. Okay fam, so I've made it to an area called Northbridge in Perth. It's the other side of the rail from the main Perth centre, the business district. And I was down here last night. Unfortunately I didn't bring the camera, but all these behind me, there's all restaurants, nightclubs, and it was a Halloween, sort of a Halloween night, so there was all dress-ups. But it's a nice little area, guys. It's heaps of restaurants. Oh wow, it's just full of restaurants, which is really nice. Spaniard Club. There was Santos Club, so I think it's like a Spanish area around here, Midori. But yeah, it's a pretty nice area, guys, and like it was a nice night last night. Like I said, unfortunately I didn't bring the camera, but Northbridge, this is where you want to come if you want to come out for a night, eating, food, nightclubs. So yeah, it's a really, really nice area. Now guys, I'm still in Northbridge, and this place that you see behind me here is called Majestic Burgers. Now what happened last night, we came out with some friends and they went and ate there, but I had already eaten. So I didn't eat, so you know, they just sat down and ate. And honestly guys, those burgers were absolutely amazing. I've actually come here now, it's Sunday, it's about midday, thinking it was going to be open, and it's shut. I think it opens later. So I'm so disappointed. Wait, put your foot down, brother. But yes, I'm so disappointed, guys. I was looking forward to having my burger. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it opens a bit later on. But there's so many places here to eat. I'm just going to look around and find another place. But this area, guys, like I said, Northbridge, heaps of stuff. I was at a place last night just down here, Alexandra Palace, where I went out last night. But yeah, nice area. All Brazilian coffee, Brazilian food. Wow, just a lot of restaurants here. But the thing is, it's Sunday. You'll see it's all, looks like it's all closed because I think they open a little bit later on. But the thing that I was going to mention was that the people I came with, Perth is funny, they lived here for years. I've only been in Perth a few days, and I was literally showing them how to get to different places in Perth. They had no idea how to get around Perth. I was like, what do you mean? It's so easy. It's such a small place. It was actually quite funny. I actually walked somebody back to their car because they couldn't work out how to get back to their car. And I've only been here for a few days, and I walked them right back to their car. But anyway, that's Perth, guys. So a little bit unusual. But look at all these places, guys. Damn, everything's shut. Oh, jeez, I am starving. Oh, okay, there's a few places open. Well, guys, there's food places literally everywhere. Everywhere. If you check my social media, it was down here last night. There was all Brazilian stuff going on here. So there's stuff going on everywhere, guys. But anyway, let me find a place to eat now. Alright guys, so I finally found a burger place. Royale's Chicken and Burgers. And again, this is still in the Northbridge area, where all the restaurants and everything are. So anyway, let's have a look what it looks like when it gets here. Okay, so the burgers come out and it looks pretty good. Look at that. Nice. Ooh, onion rings, double beef, double cheese. Very bad for you guys, but I am starving. Enjoying the views while you eat. Okay fam, so I got to Optus Stadium, as you can see behind me. That's the biggest stadium in Perth, 60,000 capacity. It's where the West Coast Eagles play. Australia played there just the other day, and they're going to play there again, I think, tomorrow. The women's football team, about 58,000 people turned up. So it's a beautiful stadium. It's like a, I don't know if you can see, it's a circle, but it's all glass out here. But it's a very modern, beautiful stadium. From the top, it looks even better. It looks like this little UFO just sitting in the middle of the ground here, and actually surrounded by, you've got the casino down the other end there, Burswood, the Crown Casino in Burswood, and then there's also a horse racing around here. So it looks like a little entertainment area or sporting area, which is really cool. And there's a station here, but the only problem is the station's only open when there's an event on at the stadium. So this is it, Optus Stadium. So I'm going to just walk around and show you a little bit around this area, because it's actually quite a pretty area. All right fam, so I was mentioning how it's really pretty around this area here, and there you can see the walkway to the stadium, which is just there, and then the casino. The Crown Casino is just over there, just that building there. So It's a beautiful hotel, casino. It's in Burswood, which is walking distance from what I can see there. But so everything's very close together, which is really nice if you are coming down here. You want to watch a game, you want to go to the casino, and the river's just back here, which I'll show you in a sec. But a really pretty area. Okay, fam, look at this beautiful bridge. You cross over from one side of the river, so we've got the river crossing over here to get to the stadium on the other side there. But wow, beautiful bridge on the other side. It's a stadium there behind you. But wow, like I said, beautiful little area, guys. Very impressive. Perth doesn't stop surprising you. Okay, fam, so just like when I'm in Bangkok, I'm going to get the ferry, which is just pulling in there, to South Perth from Elizabeth Quay, where you've seen a video down here before. So let's see what the trip is like to South Perth. I haven't been to South Perth yet. Alright, fam, so here we are on the ferry to South Perth. And what you'll find, guys, which is really cool, your ticket. I buy a day rider ticket, which is this. Costs $10, you go anywhere you want in Perth, and that's all, $10, which is really, really good, and also covers this as well. So great way to get around. Just buy a day tripper ticket and you just go everywhere you want. No extra cost. $10 is cheap. In Sydney, $10 will get you about 3 stops on the train, and that's it, not including buses or anything. So this includes everything, which is cool. Alright, fam, so just got off the ferry, oops, it's down there, and I'm in South Perth, and that's where we were, Perth CBD. So now we're in South Perth, so let's have a look and see what's down here. It looks like more apartments and residential down here, but I think there are some shops up that way as well. And if you notice that guy that was following us, guys, on the rowing on the boat, on the little canoe, he's down there somewhere. He's gone around the corner. So he's in the water somewhere down there. So he actually used the boat's waves that it was making to actually come all the way across from the other side, and he kept up with us all the way. So very clever. He obviously knows what he's doing. Anyway, I'm going to have a look around South Perth, guys. I don't think there's that much here, but going to see what it's like, and then I head back to the Perth CBD on the other side of the Swan River. Okay, fam, so this is South Perth. Looks like a little shopping village, restaurants, cafes, very nice. And because of my big burger, I'm now going to grab a gelatissimo ice cream. I like the buildings as well, sort of Spanish style. You can see there behind me. Yeah, looks like a nice little, it's only small, not much here. Not much here, but you know, it's a quaint little area. Residential mainly, I'd say. But yeah, good little shopping area. Nice little trip. Alright, back in Perth and Government House. Again, look at the building, Harry Potter style. Old colonial buildings. Wow. Oh. I think I hear bagpipes. Oh, there are too. Oh wow. Okay, look at this, guys. Like a castle. The Governor's Rolls Royce. So you can actually tour in there. Wow. Okay. Honestly, the amount of images I've shown you that you would think you're in a different country, not Australia, you're in Europe. Well, this isn't far from the CBD. Oh, let's go and see what the bagpipes are doing. But wow, so that's the Government House there, guys. The sun's right there, so hopefully you can still see. Make sure I don't fall down this little hill I'm walking down. And there's a lot of stuff going on here as well, which is cool. and the water's just there, the Swan River, where I came from. I'm going to South Perth. Bit of wind, hopefully you're not picking it up in the camera. Ooh. Bagpipes, I haven't heard bagpipes for years. They're live anyway. Alright, let's have a look. Here we go. Ah, they stop just as I get it. The Royal Australian Army. They're going to start again. Oh, looks like they just finished, guys. Anyway, this is Government House, and it's a Sunday. Okay, guys, this is just from Government House, St. George's Cathedral, St. George. Gives you an idea where this originates from. Obviously, Britain. And again, guys, look at the architecture and all these old buildings. A wedding going on down there as well. But look at that whole row of buildings there. Just like London. Beautiful. All state buildings, obviously well preserved. Nice. Well, guys, I have to say, Perth is very surprising. If you come, you'll be very surprised. Look at these, like I said, these buildings are everywhere. These old buildings, they're well preserved. The only thing that I would say about Perth, the city itself, it's not a big city. It's not a big population. But I haven't seen, I live in Australia and I'm in Sydney, biggest city in the country. With Melbourne. I'm not from an exclusive area, I'm from Bankstown, Liverpool area, gang capital of Sydney anyway. But I haven't seen so many people that are obviously off their face on all kinds of stuff as I have in Perth. Everywhere you go, there's people shooting up on drugs. You can tell they're not right, there's something not wrong with them. And they're everywhere. It's amazing. Even in Sydney, you know, it's a big city, you see homeless people and all this sort of stuff, but in Perth, I just haven't, the city itself is just full of people that are like on stuff. So it's very interesting. I mean, I've walked past so many places where I've seen people shooting up literally on the street. And even last night, I was actually waiting on some people in the city. And while I was waiting, I had at least 20 people, I reckon minimum, maybe more, come up to me asking if they can buy something from me. I don't know whether I do. I look like someone who sells stuff, I don't know. But they're all asking. And then when I said, sorry mate, I'm not from around here, they'll say, oh, do I want to buy things off them? So it's all over this city. It's very strange. It's sort of disproportionate for the population, for the amount of people I've seen that are just off their face walking around here. So it is very, very interesting to see that. Someone said to me, I was mentioning that to someone yesterday, they said it's because there's not much for people to do around here. People that haven't got a job end up doing that kind of thing, but which is a shame because it's a beautiful place, lots of opportunity. But anyway guys, that's Perth. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed my time here. I'll definitely want to come back. This is just the city that I've been to, and I want to visit other places around Perth and WA. Western Australia is apparently beautiful, so I've got to get out. But anyway guys, hope you've enjoyed Perth, WA.